Hi, my name is Jim Birch, and I'd like to talk with you this time about that science that is part of this universal journey that we are all on. One of our most powerful insights is that we human beings now know what things are made of. Yet as elementary as that particular insight might be, it changes everything for us. Our perspective expanded immeasurably when we absorbed that important little angle. With a universe that is estimated to be 13.7 billion years old, we human beings have walked this earth for only perhaps 100,000 to 300,000 years. It was not until just a little over 100 years ago that we found out what everything is made up of, what constitutes every near-at-hand and far-flung piece of matter. That's a mere blip ago in this evolutionary scale. It was then that science told us that things are composed of atoms. And then only about 60 years ago or so, science told us conclusively what those atoms are made of, and thus what everything that is physical is at its core. Everything is constituted of a pervasive oneness of energy, an energy so vast that it is constantly pushing everything in existence into existence. After looking since the time of Aristotle for the ether, that's what he called it, this binding element of the universe, and he never found it, it was chemists who in the late 18th century, 19th century concluded that energy is the binding element of the universe. Energy is the movement of consciousness, and divinity can best be understood as loving consciousness or all-loving awareness. Whether it's a speck of dust on the farthest planet, a trillion galaxies away, or a crumb on our kitchen table, or even the cells of our very bodies, everything arises out of this powerful oneness of energy. Pick a spot anywhere. Take a pinpoint on the period at the end of a sentence that you might have at hand. On that pinpoint, trillions upon trillions of infinitesimally small pieces and places of energy vibrate in such a way that they are energy at one moment and ultra-minuscule particles of matter at the next moment. Energy and particles, energy and particles, energy and particles, and so on, taking place throughout the whole physical universe. And it has taken place since the beginning of creation and will take place as long as physical reality exists until the end of time. Then these particles form subatomic particles, which in turn ultimately form atoms, then cells, then molecules, then leaves, pebbles, breathable oxygen, human beings, the plethora of the universe. We look around us and we see all this complex individuality. It may look like it is separate and apart, but it actually arises out of a wholeness of extraordinary power and energy. And it's not just an energy that is haphazard, not a chaotic energy that might just create some kind of a cosmic soup, but an energy that is laced with intelligence, recognizable, but beyond our comprehension, an intelligence so remarkable that we can barely grasp how intelligent it is to bring such order out of chaos. We can get a mental toehold, but we cannot really fathom how, at its smallest level, these new particles can hold themselves together. They can identify what they are. They can relate to other things around them, and they have the amazing capacity to cluster and bloom into the rich individuality and interrelated complexity that we see all about us. And so we find that everything we see around us, everything we think of as independent entities, is actually a part of the whole. Everything arises out of this incredible oneness. It is a oneness that is energy. It's a oneness that is power. It's a oneness that is intelligence. It's a oneness that is spirit because it precedes matter. It is a oneness that is life because look what comes out at what comes out of it. Energy, power, intelligence, spirit, and life, which infuses the all that is and gives existence and life. That is the essence of what most of us call God or Allah, Jehovah, higher consciousness, Yahweh, Great Spirit, higher power, or any other name that we human beings use to try to get a grasp on what it is that gives existence, life, meaning, and love to all that is. There is only one, and we are each individuated manifestations of that one. In fact, everything that is a manifestation of this giver of life. It is impossible to be separate from that which is constantly giving us existence. If love for another causes us to realize that we are one with that other person, and if at the core of everything that is energy manifesting itself as all that is, and if that energy is love, and that love is what we call God, then everything is love. Everything is a manifestation of God, and all of it is one. Wherever we might be individually today, we are invited to recognize that love does not have its boundaries at our skin. We all are literally entwined in each other's lives, one with the other, on a journey to experience this divinity within by seeing it in others. We are each here to bring peace to this place. We are each here to save this situation with our love. We are each here to bring up love from within and give it away and to experience our place at the heart of divinity. There is a single word that sums up what God or divinity is. And so that same word also sums up what all of this, these expressions of God all around us, what everything is. Everything we see and every human person. The same word that describes and defines God also describes and defines what is an individuated manifestations of that God or that creation. And that word is love. For us human beings, joined as we are as a part of that wholeness which is God and which is therefore love, there is no greater celebration, no greater joy than to love each other and to be in the presence of those who love. We know that when we love our parents, when we love our children, when we love those who are sick or who are our friends, and most particularly when we love that person who is the other half of us, is it not always our experience that we are our most powerfully independent, our most uniquely individualistic, and our most wholesomely ourselves when we love somebody else? When two people love each other, there is only one person present. It is in loving each other that we discover who we are, and that just has to be the best gift we ever get in this life. When it dawns on us that we love one another, that is the moment we are infused with the beauty of our being one with the other. We are awakened with the reality that we are merged. We soar to the new heights of our capacity, saturated with the explosive newness of the understanding that our souls are overlapped, blended together. At that moment, up floods this insight within us that just cannot come in any other way. Without words which would not even begin to describe this experience, we sense to ourselves, well, look at this. Look who I am, and look what I am when I'm at my best. And it is always, always the love for another which gives us this ultimate insight. Love is the recognition that we are one, and everything else we can say or experience about love flows out of this reality. Not only does love for the other tell us who we are, but it also opens the door to tell us what divinity is and what divinity is doing in this wonderful world in which we participate. Each day of our lives, we constantly celebrate what is both the most complicated human characteristic and also the most simple, that we can and do love one another. Despite love's pervasiveness, we are always amazed at how communicable it is. When we love one another, that love becomes an illumination to all that we encounter. This is from the poet Gitanjali by Tagore. The same stream of life that runs through my veins night and day runs through the world and dances in rhythmic measures. It is the same life that shoots in joy through the dust of the earth in numberless blades of grass and breaks into tumultuous waves of leaves and flowers. It is the same life that is rocked in the ocean cradle of birth and of death, in ebb and in flow. I feel my limbs are made glorious by the touch of this world of life. And my pride is from the life throb of ages, dancing in my blood this moment.